Good morning, children. Let's start our class with positive thought. Everyone needs some inspiration because the thoughts remind one of how success and happiness can be evasive and thus not to feel disappointed and disheartened. But remember that the pain of thorns is short lived and the beauty of life would soon overcome the prick of thorns. Sometimes you just want to read inspirational quotes that will lift you up and add a spark to your day. As life offers so many wonderful ups and downs, it is great to get a new perspective to turn a frown upside down. The inspirational quotes will give you the edge you need to create yourself. Today's thought, given by our former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. You have to dream before your dreams can come true. Most people do not work on their dreams. They stop learning new things. They stop pushing themselves. That is how dreams die. These kind of people are not risk takers, but the people who are willing to chase their dreams. Life has a special meaning for them. So children, always think about your dreams and chase your dream. One day you will achieve your goal and dreams. Let's start today's class, children, by recalling what we have learnt in the last class. The last lesson which we have learnt is Amarta Devi and the trees. She is known as the guardian angel of woods, who gave her life to save the trees in her village, along with her 3 young daughters, who belongs to Bisnoy community that they live in or near forest, depends on the forest for many things: food for themselves and their animals, wood, fuel, medicines, materials for building houses, and much more. But they only take as much as they need and not more from the forest. They do their best to protect the forest. Amarta Devi, one among them, who gave her life and sacrificed her life to protect the trees, not by cut by the axemen, by the order of the king. Almost 363 people were died in order to save the trees. When the king heard about this, he went to the village. He was shocked on seeing so many people died. He ordered that from then no wood would be cut, nor any wildlife harmed in any Bisnoy village. Today, more than 300 years later, The Bisnoys still live in peace with their trees and animals. Many years later, a similar thing happened in the village of Uttarakhand. Axemen came to cut down the trees for a factory to make cricket bats. The villagers shouted, "Chipko, Chipko," and hugged the trees to save them. Thus began a movement called Chipko, or Hug the Trees movement, that spread across India. Many trees were saved because of this. Chandi Prasad Bhatt, a founder of Chipko movement, organized rallies to protest forests from mass destruction. His teaching focused on the protection of Himalayan mountains from deforestation. Children, you all know about deforestation. Deforestation is nothing but of the cutting of trees from the forest. That means the forest will lost its life. Deforestation is the clearing of forest and using the land for other purposes. Children, you all know about the causes of deforestation. It leads to the increase in the temperature and pollution level on the earth, because there won't be any rain if no trees are there in the earth. And pollution level on the earth, how it will increase, children? Due to the air pollution. That is, the trees will take carbon dioxide and it will exhale oxygen, that it gives out the oxygen, which is very important for our life, that is for human beings. And lowering of groundwater level disturbs the balance in nature. If no forest is there, then there is no life for the animals which are living in the forest. And soil erosion and decrease in soil fertility, leading to desertification. That means that the land become desert. No water, no rain, and no animals will live in that one. Decrease in water holding capacity of soil, leading to floods. Yes. So it's very important to conserve the plants and animals. Conserve means we should protect and save the lives of plants and animals. You are the next generation, children. So you are the future leaders. You should take care of this conservation of the plants and animals. Will you do it, children? Yes? Good. Let's start our next lesson. That is Chapter 5, Carpet Sahib. In this lesson, we are going to see the life of Jim Corbett, who was a wildlife hunter, and how he became a wildlife protector, and also about his efforts to create India's first protected area. Edward James Corbett was born on 25th July 1875 in Uttarakhand. He spent his childhood exploring every corner of nearby forest by observing plants and animals. Children, you all know about that. Today hunting is illegal in India. In those days, that is in Corbett days, hunting for sport was a common and popular pastime. When Jim was just 5 years old, he was taken by his brother on a hunting place. He was handed a gun and asked to report if he saw a bear. Much later, Jim wrote in one of the book, Jungle Lore, that it was the most frightening experience of his life. But this experience also laid the foundation of Jim's lifelong link with forests. The fear of the jungle, combined with the desire, there is a strong wish to know more about it, lead Jim to be a careful but observant. He learned to be silent. He also knew which places to avoid and which to explore further. He began to learn about the puzzles in nature like marks and tracks. There is a mark or a line left by an animal and what they mean. He also started to group animals based on what he saw every day. Corbett then began to study the animals in detail, following them and understanding their calls. In doing so, he began imitating them and eventually became an expert mimic. That is, he can able to mimic the animal's sound. Jim Corbett grew up to become an excellent hunter, but when he was in his 50s, he completely gave up shooting with a gun and turned to shooting with a camera. In 1911, his hunt for man-eating tigers and leopards began and came to an end in 1938. During this time, he hunted at least a dozen man-eaters who had killed more than 1,500 people. Children, do you know what I mean by man-eaters? Yes, you are correct. Once the tigers eat the human flesh, then they won't eat any other things, that is any other animals. So they start killing the humans. So British government asked Jim Corbett to kill these man eaters and save the people. He felt that far more pleasure was got from pressing the button of a camera than is ever got from pressing the trigger of a gun. Apart from being a renowned hunter, Jim Corbett is also known for being a pioneer and conservationist. And that makes Jim Corbett so special that he became one of the first to start the conservation movement in India. He was constantly engaged in giving lectures at local schools and societies to make people aware of the necessity to conserve, that is, to protect natural beauty, including forest and their wildlife. In 1939, Jim Corbett helped to establish India's first nature reserve, known today as Corbett National Park. He dedicated the rest of his life to conservation of wildlife. And he fought in the First and Second World Wars and received many medals and rewards. Apart from this, being a multi-faceted personality, he was also a big photographer and an author. In fact, after his retirement, Jim wrote a number of books on wildlife, describing his hunts and experiences. The most predominant ones being man-eaters of Human, that is in near Nepal, and jungle lore. After the independence of India in 1947, Jim Corbett went to Nyeri, Kenya, where he settled along with his sister Maggie. There he continued to write and make people aware of the declining numbers of jungle cats and other wildlife. He spent the rest of his life in Kenya only. On 19th April 1955, a few days after writing his sixth book, Tree Tops, Jim died of a heart attack. He was buried at St. Peter's Anglican Church in Nyeri. In India, the government has also made laws to protect forest and wildlife. It has also created some areas called national parks, where hunting of animals and cutting down of trees are not allowed. Jim Corbett National Park is the oldest national park in India and was established in 1939. It is located in Nainital district of Uttarakhand and was first known as Ganga Sagar National Park. Later, it was named as Jim Corbett, who played a key role in its establishment. The park was the first to come under the Project Tiger initiative. The park has 488 different species of plants and different varieties of birds and animals. Tourism activity is only allowed in selected areas of Corbett Tiger Reserve so that people get an opportunity to see its landscape and the diverse wildlife. In recent years, the number of people coming here has increased dramatically. Presently, every season, more than 70,000 visitors come to the park. Corbett National Park comprises 520.8 kilometers square area of hills, museum and grasslands and a large lake. Children, do you know about Project Tiger? It's nothing but of the wildlife conservation movement initiated in India in 1972, that is Project Tiger. The main of this Project Tiger is tigers conservation in specially constituted tiger reserves throughout India. The Corbett Museum is more meaningful and knowledgeable since one can learn the importance of wildlife while roaming around the vast and majestic vicinity of Corbett Reserve. The Heritage Museum, one can surely imagine how the man-eaters are, and the close encounter of such species is really worthwhile. The museum beholds many attractive belongings of gym carpet, including personal articles, paintings, sketches, all these things. Children, what we have learned from the life of Edward James Corbett. That is, from his life, we learned different aspects of life. It is not essential to be born with a silver spoon. What is essential is to develop the skills required to move on the path of which we have passion. It means we have to develop our skills to achieve our goal or dreams. To have an aim and then to form strategies to attain them with the smooth ways of overcoming the limitations and passing swiftly over the hurdles is what the life of Corbett tells us. With aim and strategies to attain, one has to be simple and clear by thoughts, self-disciplined, self-motivated, and respectful for the admirable qualities of life. Children, now we are at the end of this session. A small recap what we have learned in this lesson. You all know about that India is known as a treasure house which has thousands of different kinds of plants and animals. However, many of these are in danger today. So, we should preserve and conserve these species. This can be done by not breaking the law and hunt and kill wild animals. In order to protect wild animals and plants, our government of India has created protected areas that are national parks. In this area, no one is permitted to remove any wildlife or harm its environment. Jim Corbett National Park was India's first protected area. Children, a small follower, you all know about Corbett National Park. It's a protected area. The same way, find out which national parks or nature reserves are located in our state and write their names. Have you been to a national park? Which one? Write what you saw. Why it is important to conserve the wildlife. Write the importance of conserving the wildlife. List the activities that are not permitted in a national park. Hope you all understood the importance of forest and conserving the animals. That's all about today's class, children. Thank you. Have a nice day.